and that means it's the Mancini Report. Bob Walters, Mark Mancini out on the West Coast in L.A. I'm in New York. Mark, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Well, how am I doing? This is a damn great show that keeps sweeping the country each and every Friday, man. The Friday Frenzy, man.
It's an acquired
Nobody's
taste.
touching this, man. Nobody's touching this show. This is the bar, baby.
So we got quick hitters today. We got 4 things to do. We're going to start off in Boston with the Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks with the NBA Finals. Game 1, did you watch it? What did you think about it? Do you think the Celtics are just too much for the Mavericks to handle?
Well, the people in Los Angeles hate it because they're going to, pass the Lakers now with championships 18. Let me tell you something. Jason Tatum, I've interviewed him a few times. Great class act. Lakers and Sixers fell asleep on that pick. They should have drafted him. I think it was Ball and Simmons that went ahead of him. Tatum's a hell of a player. They keep taking guys away from him. Boston looks good. They'll turn you inside out. They got 4 guys. Dallas hasn't faced a team like this.
The star last night, though, was clearly Porzingis. I mean, he was by far the best player on the court. Coming back, they had 20 points. He killed it in the first quarter. He had one of the great first quarters you'll ever see. I was surprised. I said that the Dallas would probably let Porzingis beat them instead of they'll double Tatum and go after White and stuff. But they got beat by Porzingis. What do you think about that?
Well, Porzingis had a lot to play for. Dallas shipped him out, and he's been injury prone. But you get into a system in Boston where you just be yourself, don't do too much, and that's the key there. And look at the guys that are surrounded. You got Horford there, you got Drew Holiday, Brown's there. The guys that they moved out of there, I don't want to call them malcontents, but they moved them out of there for a reason. And the core's there, and Jason Kidd might be a better coach than Joe Mazzulla, but Mazzulla's got these guys playing.
Yeah, I mean, he said before the game, you're right, Mazzulla, but it's not that hard to coach this team. They're a team. They won 64 games during the season. They're the best team in the NBA. They were supposed to be here. They're supposed to win the title. Porzingis, I think, played a little coy, though, because he said that he was not 100% and he was fighting through injury. That calf looked pretty good on those block shots and on the threes from basically almost center court. And he's a big guy that can shoot threes. I just wish he would have played like this. Where was this when he was on the Knicks?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, the environment, Boston, to me, when you look at the Celtics' best front court in history, I think with Parrish, McHale, and Bird, they only lost one game on that home floor in '86. Sometimes you get into a city and it's like, the tradition takes over to a certain extent. And, it's like playing for the Steelers. You get into there and, all of a sudden you can concentrate on the game that you're supposed to be playing. So I like what the Celtics are doing. I think this series is done in 6. Experience is going to be a big factor.
If Porzingis plays like that, it's done in 5.
Well, you gotta get there and you gotta get the experience. And Boston's got the experience. Boston's been there. So, and the mystique has been there. And what I think is funny is, Boston now playing another. I think the last time they played a Texas team was on their way to winning a title. That was '86 against Houston, I believe.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like another Dallas. All the talk about it, all the Dallas teams are going to win except for the Cowboys. Well, the stars are out, and we'll get to that in a minute. And now it doesn't. It looks like Dallas is just kind of happy to be there. I mean, they're not as good. They're a two-man ship. Dallas. They're Kyrie and they're Luka. And I don't think those two guys, Boston's too deep. I got Boston in 5, maybe 6 games. Now let's go out. Let's go out to the West Coast, out by you. West Coast, you got big news with the Lakers. Danny Hurley is supposedly the next Lakers head coach. What do you think about that?
Well, let me tell you, college coaches don't make it in the NBA. Calipari, Pitino, Tarkanian. You want me to keep going on? Maybe Billy Donovan's lasted, but I mean, I think they're successful in college because they can, get the people to buy in. In the pros, it's a whole different background. I mean, you're dealing with guys that are making more money than you. Good luck with the Lakers. The Lakers are a train wreck.
Should he just stay at UConn, stay happy? Because he's
unless the Lakers are giving me the Hollywood sign and, a lot more things and maybe some landmarks in this city with a boatload of cash, I'm not taking it because I know I'm not running the team. LeBron James is.
You see, I think he's going to take it. I think LeBron reportedly has told the Lakers don't think about me when you're making this pick, which is, I mean, it's a little ridiculous because they're going to draft Bronny. He's 40 years old. They're thinking about LeBron. LeBron has input on the coach no matter what. But this throws off the whole basketball landscape. You got UConn, a two-time back-to-back champion. That'll be a job that's open for a big-name coach. You'll have LeBron turning 40 with a brand-new coach, a first-time NBA coach. You have Bronny possibly coming in, who's really not. He's going to be drafted higher than he should be because of his father. So it could throw the whole landscape of basketball coast to coast kind of into chaos.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you need a coach that can stand up. I mean, Pat Riley would be the guy to get out here, but give him everything he wants. He'll
Pat Riley's been out there. This is one of the great basketball families in America in history. You got the dad is only one of two high school coaches to ever be inducted into the Hall of Fame. You got Bobby Hurley, of course, with those great Duke teams with Grant Hill and all them and Leitner. And you got Danny, who's now a two-time national champion. And he might be going to I think he's going to take the job. I think he takes the job by the time we talk it next week.
Well, it's going to be a boatload of money to take the job because you're going to have to put up with those two guys. And it's not like putting up with Stockton and Malone. LeBron and Davis, man, you're lucky if you can get 50 games a season with those guys combined.
Now, Mark, this is what you've been waiting for. I know you wanted to talk about it. They didn't get the sweep, but we're going to head on out to Pittsburgh. And your Pirates, they got a 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. You had Skeens, who gave up runs, but he struck out 8. He did give up the home run to Ohtani. What do you think about the Pirates taking 2 and 3? I know you were in all your glory this week. You were dying for the sweep, weren't you?
Yeah, I was dying for the sweep. I had the broom from Walmart ready. I was pissing off Dodger Nation. The Pirates are, they got a winning record against the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Padres, teams over 500. And the place was jacked. Let me tell you, Skeens blew Ohtani down. I don't care what anybody says.
Ohtani got the last laugh.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. When Ohtani strikes out, it looks like he's swanning flies.
That's a long home run. That's a long home run right there, Mark. Over 300.
Come on. Hey, listen, come on, Bob. I'm not getting caught up in the hype. These guys are telling me Ohtani's the best ever. They haven't seen Barry Bonds.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a little overrated. I think he might be the best player in baseball, but best ever is going a little too much with that. Yeah. But hey, listen, you took 2 out of 3. They're playing a little bit better. The Mets are playing a little bit better too, but the Mets played the Nationals. You can hang your hat on this. Taking 2 or 3 from the Dodgers. Whether you like it or not, they're a decent team, right? They play well. They got all the stars.
Hey, come on, man. What are I keep telling you this. What do the Dodgers, Cowboys, and New York Rangers have in common?
Yeah, I know.
These guys are all living off the tradition.
I purposely didn't put the Rangers in the show, Mark. I've had a rough week with the Rangers.
Come on, man. The Ranger fans are all quiet. I was telling Danielle Orsino that. I go, everybody's quiet, man, in New York. What's going on, man?
Is she a Rangers fan?
You're a Ranger fan. What's going on with you guys, man? All of a sudden, the big guns went to sleep against Florida.
Now, forget about Skeens. He pitched, like I said, he pitched well. The big news,
dude,
obviously,
that guy,
was the showdown with Ohtani. But what do you think about Jones pitching a 1? They won that first game 1-0. It was 3 totally different games. It was 1-0, and then there were 2.
Yeah, what about the other guy that had the longest home run in the major leagues this year? If the friggin' leaves in the tree trunk didn't stop it, it would have went on to Philadelphia. O'Neal Cruz hit a 462-foot shot last night.
And listen, your pitching failed you last night, but you won a 1-0 game against that Dodger team. It's not something to shy away from. That's a good win. 1-0.
Yeah. What about the gas can? Let's talk about the gas can the Dodgers started last night. Walker Buehler, who has yet. Hey, listen, you don't come back with arm problems and try to succeed in the majors. Dude's coming back from torn, ACLs and all this stuff. You can't come back.
Yeah, and I feel like the Pirates should be better than they are. I feel like you guys have. I mean,
they'll get there.
They're inconsistent. They're young, but you got 2 good pitchers there.
Yeah, you got a third one in Keller who will probably throw tonight against the Twins, but. I'm waiting for the Bronx Zoo to get loose on the Dodgers tonight, man. I hope the Yankees sweep the Dodgers.
The Yankees are red hot. The Yankees are the best team in baseball. And listen, it's killing me out here. All right. I got the Mets who we're trying to feel good about 3 games, winning a series against the Nationals, and the Nationals are terrible. But the Mets have finally put
the Mets
together.
Hey, come on. I love
a little momentum.
I love Steve Cohen, man, but the Mets are European vacation,
The
man.
Mets, they're over. Mets are over in Europe this week,
Yeah.
which is
How about
ridiculous
the
too, by the way.
Phillies, man? The
Well,
Phillies are looking
oh,
good.
The Phillies are so good. The Phillies are so good. It's outrageous how good the Phillies are, and they're pitching, and the Yankees too. The Yankees have this Gill guy who now like he comes
He's
in.
throwing Sunday.
He comes in a replacement. He didn't even make the team out of spring training. Now they're talking, is he going to be available for starting the All-Star game? Cy Young. That's just classic out here for the Yankees. It's par for the course.
Yeah,
The
I'll
Mets
tell you,
are hitting
man.
the
They
tank.
got Soto is an MVP candidate. Look at Judge.
Soto went out last night. Soto got hurt. He hurt his arm last night. They're saying soreness in the arm. Listen, if it was a Met, he'd be out until next July. Because I told you, we got our pitcher that went down, and he was supposed to be 4 to 6 weeks, but now 2 months into the season, and he's having setbacks still all the time. It's unbelievable out here.
Hey, let me tell you, Aaron Boone or Dave Roberts, I'm probably taking Aaron Boone.
Yeah, Aaron Boone. Hey, listen, Aaron Boone's a Yankee legend too. With the home run against Boston, he's a Yankee legend. He really didn't do much. He wasn't a great player. He was average, right? He was a second baseman.
This is going to be welcome to hell in the Bronx for the Dodgers, man.
Yeah,
they're not going to be. They're not. They're not going to be.
It's a big series. It's a big series. They're going to fill.
And
the
Dodger Nation's going to be completely drowned out in that joint.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Dodger fans here in New York, but it's not at Citi Field. Citi Field, they draw well.
Hey, when you run into one of those guys, tell them they haven't won a World Series playing a full season in almost 4 decades.
I mean, you might be. They're a good team, but you're right. You know what?
Great regular season team, Bob. Let's clarify that.
I said months ago I'm going to stop doubting you because even the ridiculous stuff that you say that I'm like, what is he talking about? 3 weeks later, it comes true, and I got to eat my words here. Now, finally, you've said some ridiculous things where I was like, what is he talking about? And then 3 weeks later, it comes true, and I'm like,
it comes to fruition.
Yeah, exactly. So now, finally, we're going to go down south to Florida, where we got tomorrow night Stanley Cup Finals. Can Edmonton finally end the Canada curse? Can they upset Florida in the Stanley Cup and win a cup for Canada? They got all of Canada rooting for them.
First of all, experience again. When we talked about the Dallas-Boston and the NBA Finals, you need experience. Florida's been there. They were there last year. It's going to come down to one thing and one thing only. And, I was blessed enough to play this sport and play hockey. You need a good goalie. And Bobrovsky's unbelievable. Skinner, you can't really count on. Florida's been battle-tested.
The best player in the series is on Edmonton.
Well, let me tell you something. Florida's been battle-tested for 2 years. Playing the Vegases, playing the Bostons a couple times. I like Florida in 6. And even though they don't draw down there, Florida's going to win their cup, man.
I think they're the best.
Florida's going to win their first cup.
I think it kind of mirrors the NBA finals. You got the team that's dominated, supposed to be there all year. And then,
let me tell you something. We haven't seen this style of hockey being played since New Jersey played the trap.
Oh yeah,
Florida plays a different style of hockey that Edmonton's not used to.
They'll gladly win a 1-goal game, as we saw up here against the Rangers so many times. So, Mark, we got our new look today. We got our new background here. We got our signatures. Somebody wants.
Nobody's touching us. Tell the guys in New York they're not touching us, man.
We're name is.
Tell them they adjust the mirrors. We're coming.
That's right. His name is Mark Mancini. He's in LA. Mark, enjoy it. I'll see you next week. I'm Bob Walters. See ya.